My name is Rich Berlin. I am the executive director of an organization in New York City called Harlem RBI and Dream Charter School. I'm also a longtime board member of the National Summer Learning Association. And on behalf of our board, our staff, our communities, welcome to the 2016 New York Life Foundation Excellence Awards celebration. Always, I think, our favorite event of the conference. Today, we recognize summer programs demonstrating excellence in accelerating academic achievement, promoting healthy development for young people across the country, and most of all, creating safe and fun and engaging, innovative places for children to be during the summer months. Although millions of our students, our young people, are back in school working hard right now, today is a day for a group of leaders and educators in this field to reflect on the many communities and school districts that are creatively demonstrating the power of summer to open doors of opportunity for our most vulnerable children and youth. As an executive director of a community-based organization, I see this every single day. We got hooked into this summer learning business when we won the Excellence Award many years ago. I think the room included about 65 people cheering wildly for our Reading and Enrichment Academy for Learning. Our organization actually started as a Little League baseball program on an abandoned block on one of the toughest streets in New York City. We added some literacy programs to that, some field trips, and someone came and visited one day and said, "You're running a great summer learning program." And I sort of looked at them blankly and nodded. It seemed like the right thing to nod. And over time, that program has grown to serve 1,700 children. I think and hope it's better every year, not just because of the quality of people we attract to do this work, but because of a lot of the learning that we get right here through NSLA, through the many excellent programs that are not just winners, but also recognized and highlighted for their work in our sessions, in our application process, and in the networking that goes on between all of you here today. I think my number one lesson and thought about summer is that nothing is more powerful in teaching us about what school, what our most formal institutional educational settings can do for kids. We have so much freedom to innovate, to be creative, to go to kids' wants and needs, to allow teachers to do what they do best. And I dare say that if our schools acted as much like our summer leaders did, our children and our cities and our country would be much more healthy places. So excellence, creativity, innovation, results. The programs we're going to talk about today exemplify all of these qualities in spades, and as a board member, I'm really humbled by all of the efforts we're going to learn about today. They breathe life into our mission. I know they breathe life into your individual work, one kid at a time, one summer at a time, but the power of this movement is sort of unstoppable today. The power of summer is real. We're going to hear about it from our leaders shortly, but here's a short video from our friends at Aim High that I think tells the story beautifully.
Summer is stretching and growing.
Summer is reading a book you dreaded and discovering you secretly loved it.
Summer is grass stains, sunscreen, and dripping popsicles.
Summer is making new friends and making unforgettable memories with old ones.
Summer is filled with bugs, belly laughs, and best friends.
Summer is learning more about yourself than you ever imagined.
Summer is pushing yourself outside your comfort zone.
Summer is finally mastering algebra.
Summer is climbing mountains, gazing at the stars, and camping in the redwoods.
Summer is getting inspired, recharging your batteries, and prepping for the best year yet.
Thank you. So before we get started, I know everybody's anxious to give away the hardware here. I want to introduce a really important person in the room tonight. That is NSLA's founder and board chair, now Dr. Matthew Boulet. When he was an undergraduate at Johns Hopkins University a really, really long time ago, he founded a nonprofit summer education initiative called Teach Baltimore. It's grown then from a small hands-on program for youth in the city of Baltimore into the National Summer Learning Association. Matthew's been a tireless champion for this work, the cause of young people, the cause of supporting learning wherever it happens, particularly summer. And our newest award, our Founders Award, was created in his honor to celebrate the anytime, anywhere summer learning model and to spotlight the idea that excellence can be found best in more informal, innovative, and impactful spaces that summer learning programs provide. Matthew's also unique in some other ways. In addition to being a veteran, he also served as the director of the Fund for Veterans Education and campaign for a new GI Bill, where he managed national scholarship programs for veterans of wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and has successfully lobbied Congress to pass a new GI Bill in a day and age when the word hero is either missing from our vocabulary or overused altogether. Matthew's the real deal. Please welcome our founder, Matthew Boulet.
Well, good afternoon. Wow, this is a big room. You could fit a football field in this room. That was a very nice introduction, Rich. Thank you. Rich was characteristically modest. And I'll tell you what Rich did starting at about 91 or 2. He took a vacant lot in Harlem and he started a summer learning program. Then after a couple of years, he took the learning program in the summer and expanded it to year-round with an after-school program. He took the year-round program and created a charter school. And then, with the charter school as the hub, he built affordable housing for the community. And so what started as a sliver of an idea in June, July, and August has grown to become a revitalization effort in one of the toughest neighborhoods in Harlem. And I think it speaks to the power of what all of us do, and really what is the unique opportunity of summers. You can begin to create things in summer that are much harder to do during the rest of the school year. Before we begin the luncheon, the awards, a couple of housekeeping items. First, if there are empty seats at your table, you all can eat that dessert. Don't fight over it, but you can eat it. We have, of course, a number of sponsors and exhibitors. Are there any exhibitors in the hall right now? If so, please stand up. I was worried about that. They're all outside. There they are. Thank you all. I was worried they'd all be out manning their tables. I'm glad you came in to eat. A number of other sponsors, Best Buy, Reading is Fundamental, Scholastic, EverFi, and Mayan are two new ones. another round of applause just to thank our sponsors. So about a year ago, I had a chance to meet President Obama. As Rich said, I served in Iraq, and I'm on an advisory committee on veterans and community college. So it was in that capacity that I got to meet the president. And I know I'm name dropping, but it's the president, so bear with me. So he was giving a big speech, and there were about 20 of us in a room, and he was going to come and say hi to us. And of course, the president, you hurry up and wait, right? We're all in the room for like 3 hours. And they had us form a little semicircle, right? So the president finally comes in and says a nice few words, and then he starts at the far end of this little semicircle, and he walks around, and each of us have, like 30 seconds. So he got up to me, and we shook hands, and he asked where I served, and I said Iraq, and he said, thank you for your service. And he's a pro. How many hands is he shaking, right? So he went to move on. My time was up. But I held on to his hand. I kept that handshake. I did a quick look, and the Secret Service were okay. I kept that handshake, and I said, Mr. President, there's one more thing. And he said, yes. And I said, I do a lot of work on summer learning. And I started to explain that. And he said, I know all about it. Best way to close the achievement gap. And I thought, that's right. Best way to close the achievement gap. That's why we do what we do. And the fact that the President of the United States knew it, wasn't prepped for it, knew it, I think is an indication that we as a movement are at a turning point. And the challenges never end, right? There's never enough resources, right? There's never enough awareness. There's always too much inertia. All of those challenges are real, but we'll just put them in a box and put it to the side and keep doing the work that we do. Because we are very close, I think, to having a breakthrough in which every community in this country appreciates the importance of summer learning and the value not just of what it means for one child over one summer, but summer after summer after summer, and as Rich did and so many others have done, that the seeds that we plant in the summer can grow into bigger and better things for the whole community 5 or 10 or 20 years down the road. One indication of the success of our movement are the partners that we have. Partners who weren't in this space 20 years ago are jumping in and getting engaged on the issue of summer opportunity. One of our newest partners, and already one of our best partners, is iHeartMedia. And let me tell you what iHeartMedia did this past summer. In 29 markets, they launched 1,000 summer learning digital billboards. On 850 radio stations, they aired Michelle Obama's PSA about the importance of summers. All told, they donated about $1.5 million of airtime and outdoor space over the summer to promote this simple message: summer learning matters. It was such an extraordinary level of commitment that we at NSLA decided we need to do what we do well, which is invent another award. This is our Corporate Champion of the Year award. This is our first year. It's a real pleasure to present it to iHeartMedia, Clear Channel Communications. Let me welcome up Vice President of Corporate Communications for Clear Channel, Jason King.
This looks like a good place, Mike. So thank you, Matthew. It is certainly an honor and quite a privilege, and I would say maybe a humbling experience to be here amongst you all, amongst people who make it their life's mission to close the achievement gap. And I want to thank all of industry for being a part of this too, because it's industry and your sponsors that bring solutions to you that you can take back into your communities and impact change. So I'm VP of Corporate Communications for Clear Channel Outdoor Americas, which is the billboard side of the business, which is part of the iHeartMedia family. So we've got billboards in 43 of the top 50 markets, and we run 850 radio stations across the U.S. And so just to drill down closer to home, when you're going back through Seattle Airport in another day or so, just take a look at all the advertisements inside the airport on the frame, and it'll say Clear Channel Airports at the bottom. That's just another division of our multimedia company. So I came to Clear Channel Outdoor about 4 years ago, and I want to be honest when I tell you that I've never seen a company that has giving back in their DNA the way Clear Channel does, the way iHeartMedia does. And so I like to say that I have the best job at Clear Channel Outdoor. Not only do I get to run corporate communications for the world's largest multimedia company, but I also run corporate social responsibility, so I get to take interesting phone calls from people like Laura Johnson who call me and say, we've got this campaign you have to hear about. Laura's one of probably about, 1 million people that call me a year looking for corporate support of their initiatives. And there's something about this one that just resonated very clearly with me, and that I have a fourth grader that just went into fifth grade, and she too was not meeting the requirements post-summer. Laura reached me at a very opportune time, and so I say I have the best job in this company because we get to work with people like you, people like Laura and the NSLA that are out there impacting change every day, and we get to use our media to bring awareness to your causes. And so I just want to say on behalf of, the 850 DJs that played those spots, on behalf of all the people running our digital operations center that put up these billboard ads, our creative team, and also on behalf of Bob Pittman and Scott Wells who lead our organization, thank you so much. It gives us great pleasure to assist you in this way. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure now to introduce one of our longtime partners in the quest to shape summer learning, and that is the New York Life Foundation. This, of course, is the Excellent Awards Luncheon. It is the New York Life Foundation Excellence Awards Luncheon, so named because of the support that New York Life Foundation has provided over years. I would argue that this partnership with New York Life has allowed us at NSLA, over the years of running the Excellence Awards program, to amass what must be the most comprehensive repository of summer learning practices anywhere in the country. And our purpose is not simply to highlight the winners, but to take that accumulated knowledge and create knowledge products for the field. New York Life Foundation support has allowed us to do that. It's an honor to introduce our partner, a real champion of summer learning, Senior Program Officer, New York Life Foundation, Marlon Torres.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Matthew. I love this conference, and I love presenting at this conference because the energy, the caring, and the commitment of the people in this room that you all have for young people is palpable. You could really feel it in this hall. I'm Marlon Torres, Senior Program Officer for the New York Life Foundation. I manage the education grants portfolio for the foundation. Since 2010, we've been partnering with NSLA and have been proud supporters of the Excellence Awards since 2014. The New York Life Foundation is committed to supporting high-quality, out-of-school time programs across the country. The Excellence Award in the Excellence in Summer Learning Awards help showcase innovative and effective summer learning programs across the country. Summer learning programs are critical to ensure that young people continue to learn, grow, and flourish during the summer months, which, as more and more research shows, this helps close the opportunity and achievement gaps faced by some children. The Excellence, I just want to keep saying the Excellence in Summer Learning Awards. It's an honor to be here, to be able to personally celebrate this award and be here to be part of this great celebration. Thank you.
I want to call up now the NSLA staffer, the woman who leads the team that does all the work on the Excellence Awards. It is not a small challenge to take applications from around the country to not only, as I said, select the best winners, but to provide feedback to all of the non-winners. And we hope that that feedback is useful to you as a particular program, and again, helps build the field. And what I will say is that there are a number of Excellence Award winners who have applied multiple times. So they might not win it the first time or the second time, but they take the feedback memo and continue to work to improve quality and excellence, continue to apply, which is something that we support and encourage, and then ultimately win the award. So I want to welcome up here Monica Logan, who leads our efforts.
Good afternoon, everyone. All right, put your forks down. Let's try that again. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you. Again, thank you, Matthew, for that introduction. My name is Monica let me move the mic up. My name is Monica Logan. I'm the Vice President of Program and Systems Quality here at NSLA. And I also, in 2007, ran an award-winning program in Baltimore City, Maryland. And so I'm very familiar with this process inside and out. So I hope everyone is enjoying their lunch right now, that they liked the reception last night, the lovely drinks, the Chinese food that was delicious. I hope people are enjoying their apps. I hope everyone's downloaded their app as well. And I feel very fortunate to speak this year about the Excellence Awards because of the incredible work that we've done this past summer specifically to increase the visibility, our connections to the White House, and we're really turning the tide as a part of this conversation. So one of the things I'm really most proud about in my work at NSLA is that what we do in a very specific way is that we honor quality in summer. And so when I was running summer programs in Baltimore City, I won't tell you how long ago, but a long time ago, certainly the goal of getting kids coming every day was important, getting staff members there that were of high quality was really important, but we didn't always know what that meant. And so to have an entity, an organization like NSLA that can identify what makes your program high quality, and then to give out awards to really, again, showcase that work is really the best of what we do, I think. There are no other organizations in the entire country that offer this opportunity for feedback, for us to come out and visit your program, so I'm really proud to be here. So the application process is actually rather rigorous. It's a multi-step process. We have over 40 groups from around the country that help us review applications. We then have an interviewing process. We then also conduct site visits during the summer. Specifically, this summer, we went to 8 different sites to see what excellence looks like from across the country, from east to west, from north to south. So as I was saying, we have phone interviews, we conduct site visits to find who those great programs are. And every year we struggle because we have so many great applicants. We tried at one time to have one award winner, but we just couldn't. There was just too many. And so this year we have some of the best in the country. So in this process, we're fortunate to work with another past award winner, the Connecticut Pre-Engineering Program, also known as CPEP. CPEP Ventures is a summer program where students learn critical workforce development and entrepreneurial skills while providing direct and significant value to its clients. The Excellence Awards that you see here today and the speaker gifts are designed by students that are a part of that program, that it's in New Britain, Connecticut. Actually, today we're really happy to have Noah Rasdin here, the interim CEO. Noah, could you give a wave, give a shout? Yes. So actually, please stand, Noah. Please stand, Noah. Thank you. I guess he's taking video, yes, for his students. So here's a special message that we have here today from the CPEP students.
Good afternoon, everyone. We at CPEP would like to congratulate the individuals and organizations recognized at this year's conference for their work in summer learning. We had the great privilege in partnering with the National Summer Learning Association to create some of this year's conference awards and speaker gifts. You may be wondering who we are and how these awards were made. We are the Connecticut Pre-Engineering Program, more commonly known as CPEP. CPEP is an educational nonprofit that develops out-of-school programs that inspire and prepare underrepresented youths to pursue careers in STEM. CPEP Ventures is one of our signature programs. In a CPEP Ventures program, teenagers interested in technology and business are hired to work with teachers and college interns to run advanced manufacturing companies. In a CPEP Ventures program, teenagers interested in technology and business are hired to work with the teachers and college interns to run advanced manufacturing companies. With instruction and support, these teens learn to design, develop, and market manufactured products for real customers. This year, NSLA engaged CPEP Ventures in designing the 2016 Conference Awards and Speaker Gifts. To create these special awards, CPEP students use CAD programs as well as advanced manufacturing equipment, including 3D printers and laser cutting machines. So on behalf of the CPEP team and its students, we would again like to applaud the 2016 award winners. Congratulations.
I just love that we have the speaker gifts and the gifts that are made by the young people. So without further ado, for why we're all here, why are we all here? We're here to formally acknowledge our recipients this year. So I'd like to bring Marlon Torres back up to carry on.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica. And I'd like to share a personal story. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and this was her first summer at camp. And one day, she looks at me, and she says, "Mommy, you work during the summer?" And I says, "Yes, Mommy has to work, and you have to go to camp." So she was flourishing at her local YMCA camp. But I often think of that moment, that special moment. So these awards are truly special, as they were created by the amazing hands of the young people of the CPEP program. So let's get started. Dallas City of Learning, big thought. Inspired by the vision to bring learning opportunities to the most under-resourced areas throughout Dallas neighborhoods, the Dallas City of Learning is a public-private partnership convened by the City of Dallas and Dallas Independent School District and managed by Big Thought. Imagine you're a child and it's time for summer vacation, but rather than packing your bag for an overnight camp or spending your days at a desk in summer school, you get to try things you've never experienced before: robotics, dance, coding, design, and more. Dallas City of Learning allows learning to come to life throughout the community with digital badges that help young people identify, document, and follow their interests while making critical connections to real-world opportunities. During the site visit, 2 key words summed up the experience for NSLA staff. The NSLA staff member mentioned connectivity and pathways. Big Thought's strong partnerships connect young people to unique experiences throughout the community, like exploration of cinematography and graffiti art at the Latino Cultural Center, coding and music composition with Best Buy's Geek Squad Academy, and discovery of the art of pizza making at the local Pizza Hut, just to name a few. Big Thought's mission to make imagination a part of everyday learning is sparking creativity and curiosity, along with positive gains in reading, math, and social skills for thousands of children in Dallas. We are so pleased to recognize Big Thought and the Dallas City of Learning with the 2016 Founders Award. Please join me, and there are a lot of names I have to read, so bear with me, but please join me in welcoming Big Thought President and CEO, Gigi Antoni? Thank you. David Rothschild from the Fossil Foundation, Crystal Rentz from the Dallas Independent School District, and Joe Goodice, it's handwritten, I couldn't tell, sorry, City of Dallas. So let's give a round of applause for the 2016 Founders Award. Summer STEAM Institute, Engaging Creative Minds. The Summer STEAM Institute, presented by Engaging Creative Minds, ECM, in Charleston, South Carolina, is unique. An outgrowth of EMC's in-school program providing arts integrated hands-on classroom experience, the Institute inspires students to become imaginative, adaptable, and productive adults. Young people experience 6 weeks of multidisciplinary classes covering theater, music, visual arts, dance, and a STEM block, all staffed by future teachers, teaching artists and STEM professionals. For example, students dance as comets and planets to demonstrate the movement of the solar system. I think I'll try that at the next staff meeting we're having. Interpretive dance, I like that. They follow the scientific method as they dye textiles in plant-based dyes like indigo. As soon as NSLA's site visitor stepped onto the campus, she knew she was a part of something, and I quote, absolutely incredible. Maybe it was the music, bubble machine, or hula hoops. She noted that from the moment participants arrived to the moment they left, they are engaged in energetic and engaged with the high-quality staff at the program. She was equally impressed with the program's twofold mission: train future leaders to be amazing youth development professionals, and blend low-income scholarship students from rural areas with full-paying higher-income students from Charleston for a shared experience. This is a unique model for sustainability, and the results point to its success. 63% of students did not experience summer learning loss. We're so pleased to recognize Engaging Creative Minds Summer STEAM Institute with the 2016 New York Life Foundation Excellence Award. Please join me in welcoming Robin Berlinski, Executive Director, Scott Shanklin Peterson, Founder and Board President, Carrie Mastrick, Camp Director, and Kathy Maloney, Director of Operations. Up next, WSU Mathcore, Wayne State University. Imagine a world where children feel loved, valued, and are supported by a community of thoughtful, caring, and nurturing adults. Continue to imagine students who believe that they can become everything they can dream of, and the boundless potential resides within each and every one of them. This vision has been a reality since 1992 at Wayne State University, WSU Mathcore. The program, located in Detroit, began as a humanitarian effort on the part of faculty and college students to provide children in Detroit with the kinds of educational and lifetime opportunities that all kids deserve. The Mathcore classes for both middle and high school students provide the opportunity to learn basic skills while engaging in advanced mathematical thinking. In addition to instruction in math, and more importantly, the Mathcore focuses on teaching values like kindness, integrity, and civic responsibility. NSLA's visitor was simply overwhelmed by the palpable depth and density of the program culture. The learning spaces and hallways were filled with positive signs and posters like "Remove your mask, be yourself," as well as a kindness wall where staff and students left messages of support to show the other person. Over the course of its 25-year history, Mathcore has been consistent in its positive results year after year with their test scores typically rising from 25 to 85% in 6 weeks. In the middle of a city, in the center of a busy college, lies a program that acts very much like a home away from home for its young people. We are so pleased to recognize Wayne State University's Mathcore with the New York Life Foundation Excellence Award this year. Please join me in welcoming Wayne State Mathcore Director Christopher Nazelli, Mathcore and Associate Director Dr. Dionisi Alaprantis. I got it in, thank you. Summer Enrichment Experience, Consolidated School District of New Britain. Hey, they were at my table. My aunt lives in New Britain. The Summer Enrichment Program, or C for short, began in 2011 as an innovative idea brought to life by the agencies of the Coalition for New Britain's Youth, including the school district, partners in philanthropy, business, and community organizations. With the mission to improve the life of youth, the Coalition uses community data to develop and implement strategies, align efforts, and evaluate progress of community engagement. Its unique approach to extend school day integrates traditional and experiential learning opportunities grounded in Common Core standards to keep children coming back year after year. NSLA's site visitor was most impressed with the program's extensive network of community partnerships, which have a kids-first attitude. Collective impact at a community level is messy, and C dives right in, has the tough conversations, holds one another accountable, and has strong results. Last year, almost 60% of students experienced no learning loss after participating. Chronic absenteeism also dropped by 11% for students who attend the Summer Enrichment Experience program for multiple years. While this level of coordination, what matters ultimately is the impact on students. When the site visitor interviewed 8-year-old participant Isaac, he said that his favorite activity was the Taekwondo class. He made a lot of friends, liked math, but only addition, not subtraction. And it's a metaphor, right? He leaned in and shared, "I'm dyslexic. I read words backwards. They teach me to slow down and break up my words." The SEEP program and its coalition of partners is remarkable in its efforts to slow down for thoughtful planning, breaking down silos, all of which has added, not subtracted, to the lives of young people in New Britain, Connecticut. We are so pleased to recognize the Consolidated School District of New Britain's Summer Enrichment Experience with the 2016 New York Life Foundation Excellence Award. Please join me in welcoming lead teachers Suzanne O'Connor and Jennifer Wright and Superintendent Nancy Sarah. So now we're traveling. We're all going to travel from this beautiful city of Seattle, and we're going to go to the beautiful state of Hawaii. Ooh, that's where the conference should be next year. What do you guys think, right? Maybe we move it to February or something. The Pueo program. Partnerships in Unlimited Education Opportunities, Pueo for short, was founded at the Punahou School in Hawaii in 2005 in collaboration with Hawaii State Department of Education. It reflects Punahou President Dr. James Scott's commitment to the public purpose of private schools, which have a role to play in helping public school students realize their college goals. Remarkably, Pueo commits to young people for 7 years, a long-term investment which enables students and staff to build deep relationships that help motivate them and sustain them. Several staff members, including Matthew Boulet and Sarah Pickhock, have had the privilege of visiting Pueo. When observing classrooms, they were immediately impressed with the thoughtful approach to meeting young people where they are at different ages and stages. For example, participation in democracy and arts immersion address timely issues of racial equality, laws around search and seizure, and understanding the rights and perspectives of different groups. The senior practicum on homelessness empowers students through service learning and enables them to navigate challenging issues in a safe environment. The results are remarkable. 84% of graduates go on to college, and its rich and unique program culture is rooted in many traditions within the Hawaiian culture. At the start of the program, entering 5th graders and their family participate in a luau. Every morning, students engage in a specific chant based on grade level, and the days end with chanting, hand-holding, and bonding. It is this deep sense of family, along with a shared commitment from staff members to its partners that stay with Pueo students throughout their academic careers and beyond, which is a true mark of success for any program, for any summer program. We are so pleased to recognize the Punahou School's Pueo program with a 2016 New York Life Foundation Excellence Award this year. Please join me in welcoming Punahou President Dr. James Scott, and that's the only name I have here. So. Oh. And who else? Show me your name tags. You deserve a shout out. Kylie Moore, Assistant Director of the Punahou program at Punahou School, and I swear it wasn't on my notes. Carl Ackerman, Director of the Punahou program. Wonderful.
I know what y'all are thinking. Tough job flying to Hawaii to visit a program. How many of you, by show of hands, have applied or are thinking of applying for an Excellence Award? All right, well, we are releasing the application for next year's award today. I'm looking for a nod. Maybe tomorrow. Is it today? Today. So you can go online, summerlearning.org. There it is. And our website will allow you to download the full application.